This deck might sound boring, but it's actually kind of boring. But hey, it is a winner. What is up, friends? My name is Ike, and today we have an Azorius Control deck list, best of one, that is pretty fantastic. It came from Waifu Gate. He's a streamer, one that I follow and subscribe to. Fantastic. I'm going to link into his channel down below. But I got this from him on aetherhub.com, and it's a really fun... Let me rephrase that. I love control decks and control decks that dictate the pace of the game and really try to remove anything and everything that they can and playing very reactive to your opponent. And this is what this deck does. There is really one win condition and one win condition only. And that is the combination of Dawn of Hope right here and Immortal Sun, and hence why this deck has the nickname of Immortal Dawn. Now, if you don't know what Immortal Sun does, you can go ahead and read it now, but what it really does is it does a couple of things very well. One, it makes our removal spells cheaper. Two, any creatures that we have gets an extra 1/1. We have an additional draw of a card every turn. And finally, Planeswalkers cannot activate their loyalty abilities. So the goal is, if you can get Immortal Sun down and you have ways to protect it, you basically have an anti-Planeswalker card on board. And not only that, card draw you'll probably get the advantage on, and the cost of your spells are going to be cheaper. All of this is fantastic. Now, in combination with Dawn of Hope, the main thing here is that Dawn of Hope is not something that you're looking to get early in the game to create a lot of 1/1s. Really, your goal is to counter their plays, understand how their deck works, remove their creatures, remove things that you can, and that's about it. And when you get to a little bit later, maybe mid to late game, you'll put down a Dawn of Hope and begin the process of creating 1/1 white soldiers with lifelink, right? Now, if you have an Immortal Sun down, those become 2/2 white soldier creatures with lifelink. And that's a lot of healing and a lot of card draw. And so what really happens from game to game is that if it's an aggro or mid-range deck, you're playing most of the mid and early game, removing what they have. Making sure you don't die to get to this I don't know what it's called, but I feel like there's just always this point that you reach, this climax that you reach in a game when you're control, where the pressure is on you, and then all of a sudden it equalizes. And once you get to that equalization within this deck, you're doing very well. You have your normal removal spells with Binding, Settle the Wreckage, Cleansing Nova, Sealaways, right? But you also have a ton of healing, Revitalize, Dawn of Hope, the healing from Absorb. And you have besides Absorb counter, you have the Devious Cover-Up counter. Now this is great. Devious Cover-Up counter is fantastic for two reasons. Reason number one, you only have one win mechanic. It is the combination of getting Dawn of Hope on the field. Now, you don't necessarily need Immortal Sun, but I will tell you, you will more likely than not win the game with both of the combination of Immortal Sun and a Dawn of Hope on board. Besides that, Devious Cover-Up allows you to put any Immortal Sun or Dawn of Hope that it was either countered or destroyed back into your deck, which is, again, your win condition, so that's great. Besides that, we're just running normal lands. We're running 2 Fields of Ruins for good old Azcontis, Transformed Azcontis, and other things like it. So, all right, I think that's enough talking about the deck. Let's get into some best of one ranked matches. All right, jumping into our very first match. See how we do. Miro 99. I'm going to keep this. I have plenty of removal at an Azcanta and a Revitalize, so I'm happy with all this. We'll play the Hallowed Fountain first. Drop down an island next turn. I don't want to play the Azcanta right now, There's no need. Rather revitalize to get more card draw in. And we're looking for earlier removal or a land at this moment. And the good news is we already have the land for any absorb play that we might want to play. Looks like they're playing a discard mechanical deck in comparison to what you might normally find. So we'll go ahead and revitalize. There's a Field of Ruin as well. I'll go ahead and play the island. And we'll just wait our turn. I'm going to let this go. This begins a little bit more trickier because this allows for the Molder Hulk to go. I think I'm going to have to counter this one. This is too many cards. His Molder Hulk is going to be super, super cheap. I can't play anything right now, so I'm going to go ahead and play the Azcanta. I do have a Cleansing Nova, so part of me really does hope that he gets his Molder Hulk up. But we'll see. I'm hoping I draw another land as well, because I can get an Immortal Sun. Turn 6. Okay. Yes, I'll take it. I'm going to play an early Cleansing Nova. Okay. Probably going to be able to play a Molder Hulk next turn. That means that I'm going to drop down this Immortal Sun ASAP. Keeping the Dawn of Hope. Oops. Sorry. Build first and then Immortal Sun. My assumption is they do not have enchantment removals, and they don't have turn 5 yet, so they probably don't have a Vivian. So I'm okay with this. Alright. I'll Cleansing Nova again. Not too worried about that one. Do not need that one this time. Okay. Ooh, that's even better. Let's go ahead and just binding this Molder Hulk, so he cannot play any more of them. And I'll go ahead and drop this Dawn of Hope and continue on my way. And this is the mechanic of the game. I'm a little low on cards, but I do have an Immortal Sun out. I have an Azcanta. I have bind their basically their best minion, creature, and their my Dawn of Hope will be able to create little dudes starting next turn. My hope is that they're going to launch. By the way, a Vivian right now is completely useless if they cannot remove the Immortal Sun. I don't think this matters unless they can actually remove. How many cards do I have? I don't think I need to settle. I don't know if I need to settle right now. How about other cards that can remove individual? Alright. I'm just going to pass turn. I can create 2 creatures, white soldier creatures. One can block this shaman, and the other one can do its thing. Okay. Go ahead and do one. Go ahead and do the second. Alright. I can't get the card draw, because I rather have another one on board, so I can get the card draw next turn. That's not a big deal. Graveyard. I think I'm going to bind the Eldest Reborn as well. Go ahead and just bind this up. No more Eldest Reborns for them. Drop that. I'll go ahead and Dawn of Hope for 1 at the end of their turn. Okay. 3 more. All right. That's a bummer. They got nothing to kill. Discarding the Chemist's Insight. Card draw is not necessarily horribly needed right now because it's about to come. I'm going to keep this. To me, that's good. I have a second Field of Ruin. I'm going to go ahead and kill this off. Kill off the Memorial Folly. Alright, and we have a win. Victory! I'm hoping that your name is not self-fulfilling. I like all the counters. I think I would prefer another blue mana. I don't want to screw myself over, so I'm gonna mulligan for just one time. I think this is a little bit better. No, it's not. It's worse. Mulligan again. Okay, that's better. I'll actually get rid of that on the bottom. Okay. Do we have a Guildgate deck? Fantastic. That's my favorite type of deck. Good news. They're not doing anything quickly. They're not ramping. The Gateway Plaza isn't the greatest thing in the world. I'm gonna let this resolve. I have plenty of things to answer it. I'd rather counter something maybe more important. That's fine. Can't seal away that because it is a good old-fashioned vigilance. Gatebreaker Ring. He's probably figuring out what the heck am I doing. I might have been too greedy. Maybe I should have just binding that right then and there. Yeah, I should have binding it. I could have saved an absorb. I think I'm going to bind it anyway. Yeah, I could have saved an absorb there. That's all good, though. I really wanted to save this for some other things. Wild Reclamation. Colossus. Guild Summit. All would have been great cards to, bind. He's running low on Guild Gates, so that's good. Problem is, he has a Guild Gates. Alright. Second one, eh? Second Guildgate Summit. Man. Unbelievable. Okay. I'll go ahead and play Adana Hope. Probably going to settle or discard the settle for this Chemist's Insight if there is 0 that they can do. Okay. He did not draw what he wanted. That's why he said nice. So he's a little bit bummed. There's no reason to bind to these. There's 2 of them down there already. I think I'm just going to pass. I'd rather bind the Colossus. Take away all his minions and then counter his Thank you. Wish there was a thank you. Sure that's sarcastic. The nices that he's giving me. Paying the 2 mana. And I will pay 2 more mana. Okay. I'll end turn. No gate again. No gate again. You would have played it already, right? You would have played the gate already, right? He only needs 1 gate. He probably has a Crisis in his hand. And he's pretty upset because he has that Crisis in his hand. And there's nothing he can do. Just attack with all 3. I'll pay for 2 times again. Alright. Now decline the last one. Boom. I think that's good. And we'll get rid of the settle again. My goal is that he'll never get to attack again. That's the goal. I have enough for 1 Azorb and a Vitalize. Do I care about this? I don't. Not with I care about a lot more other things than that. Nope. And I'll just make another. He is so upset. You see all that? Like, I would listen. Victory, I 100% understand the pain that you're going through. And it's quite unfortunate that this is the way in which the game works. I understand completely. He might leave the game once I do this. He might. That has to be pretty frustrating for him. It would be frustrating for me. Again, we have ways to take care of everything that he has against us. It's not like I still think that we would be in a pretty fantastic scenario right now, even without don't need that, and I don't need that. Even without him really drawing any Guildgate. I don't care about that either. I'm just going to put 2 more on board anyway. I'll ask Kanta. Might as well be able to transform it. Boom. Put that down. End the turn. Don't need the inside anymore. Good game. He got another land, y'all. Good for you, dude. Sorry that I have to counter this. Sorry. I feel really bad right now. I really do. I understand his pain. It's just not fair. It's just not fair, man. Sometimes this is the way the game does it. It does you pretty wrong, man. It just does you so wrong. I don't need that. In turn, let's discard one of these mini Cleansing Novas. Sorry, dude. Give me all of these back. So sorry. Poor guy, man. Poor guy. Man. Poor guy, dude. Again, I feel so horrible. I don't need to draw any more cards. I'm gonna draw. I'm looking for another. Let's do one more. Okay. Well, I don't want to draw anymore. I got plenty. I'll end the turn. Bad and cool. I do have another absorb for any other. Oh, he got 2 cards though. Okay, Gate Colossus. He's not gonna enjoy what happens next turn. Yep. I'm not going to absorb this at all. It's because I need a minimum of 2 Dawn of Hopes. And I didn't do the math up beforehand, so I didn't want to absorb anything I did. And I will do this. And that. And now we bind you, and you can never play Colossus again. It's a bummer. Sorry, dude. And we're not going to BM because, by golly, he's already had enough of a game. GG. Poor dude, man. Poor guy. That's not fair, man. It happens to all of us. We all have it lived through the mana trials, man. It's hard. It's a rough life. It's a rough life. Good news. We didn't have to go through it then. Right? Oh, hello, Flutter. MTG. Flutter. Mulliganing. Basically the same hand. Jeez. Mulliganing. Alright, that's better. Okay, I'll keep it. If you're wondering what I'm trying to mulligan for, it's some early Vitalizes and early maybe Ascanta. It's honestly, it's just removal. I'm just looking for early removal, like sealaways, counters, specifically absorb. I'm looking for absorbs. It's probably a mono blue. It would be smart not to counter this. Because if he counters, I play Ascanta. Yeah. I'm not going to play anything. This is mono blue. He definitely has counters in his hand. Trickster. I'm going to play a Dawn of Hope early now. As long as he's not main decking Negate or Quench, it should be good. But we're going to be a little bit of a headache here. I think I'm going to leave with the Ascanta. I'd rather that get... yeah, I'd rather the Ascanta get countered, I think. Yeah, I think I do. I think the Dawn of Hope saves me. Okay. Now I'm not actually worried about that at all. Because Spell Pierce can't counter this. I can still pay the 2 mana. I will go for the Ascanta now as well. Yeah, he could Spell Pierce that. That's okay. But I'd rather have the Dawn of Hope anyway, so. Next turn will probably be a binding on Merfolk Trickster. Actually, I think I'd rather just Dawn of Hope next turn. Deny him card draw. I think I'm going to have to play this very slow. Ooh, I think I have to bind. I think I have to bind the Tempest Gem. If I bind the Tempest Gem, he spell pierces it, I lose the game. If I Dawn of Hope next turn, and I block the 3/3, I'm technically not losing yet, but I've basically lost. So I think my only way out of this thing is if I can binding the Tempest Gem. Okay. Well, that is that one. That's that one. Good old mono blue. By the way, this deck does not perform well against mono blue because mono blue counters it in a lot of different ways. At least that's what I've encountered. Also, is it the Is It mono blue deck that's kind of been running around rampant right now? This one does not do very well against that either. All of our we need to be able to. This deck does fantastic against other controls and mid-range decks. It's not going to do so good against mono blue. Now, it will do great against mono red if you get a good draw in your hand. I think this one's a good draw. Seal Away is fine. I don't need both settles, but I'll take it. I'll take 3 mana, or 3 islands, plains, and Seal Away. Alright. Cool. Got to Vitalize too, that's fantastic. This is like an MVP card sometimes, you know? Way more valuable than you think. Like, even in an early game. Like, I love having these up in the early game. I'm not playing Dawn of Hope. Oh, what I was not thinking. Should have. I didn't see this hollow fountain come in. I could have pinged myself with the Ascanta. Okay. Yep. So a lot of cards I would really like. Go ahead and drop this. I'm pretty sure that can -3 me. Since it's 3 or less. And I would if I was the individual. Okay. Fun thing is, if they don't, let's see, Cleansing Nova. I only have 1 in. I have a Settle, though they're completely useless in my opinion. What do I need? I need to get to Immortal Sun. And I need some counters. That's what I need. I am going to play Dawn of Hope here for a couple of reasons. Either force this individual to make a choice between the 2 of these, or okay, if I draw a land, it's going to be fantastic. You might be wondering why. Well, Immortal Sun doesn't allow, and you tap out too. Okay. Give me. They should be punished. Wizards of the Storm. Wizards of the Storm. Wizards of the Coast. Yes. Punished. You deserve that. You deserve it. Unless you can remove it right now, and then it doesn't matter. Your misplay was not an issue at all. I really need counters. Okay, 6 damage to the face. Nothing I can do. All good. What you gonna play? Okay. All right. This is okay. Really wish I had that cleansing Nova now. Don't need the other one. Have a counter. Okay. I think I'm okay right now. I have a settle. Oops, sitting on my phone. Actually, not my phone. Something else. Yeah, I have a settle, so that's okay, and I have a counter, and I can only play one of those two, unfortunately. Actually, I can play both because of the amazingness that is Immortal Sun. I can't do anything about the life gain, but I can get rid of the Hydro itself, which I will. 1, 2. No, I need this for settle. Hopefully he doesn't do the math and he thinks that I can't settle. That is the hope, and that is the hope. Very nice. It's great news. It's going to be a long game, folks. Let's graveyard that up. Another ass content, don't need it. Let's just go ahead and move on to our next turn. I will Chemister's Insight if there's anything that tries to destroy my good old-fashioned Mortal Sun. Because I honestly really need something to protect it. I'm not feeling so great right now. It's okay. If he only puts creatures on board, I think I'm gonna Chemister's. He's playing Duress. Scary. That super scary. Not so scared no more. No, I'm not wasting that. Put that over there. Transform that right there. We're looking really good right now. Looking good. I'm gonna Cleansing Nova. Ooh, don't touch that one. Ooh. All right, and move on. In my turn, I will probably not need the Seal Away anymore. This is where I will not let him. Doesn't really matter. He probably would have grabbed one of those anyway. I don't think there's anything here that's crazy important. Cool. Gonna pass my turn. So we're at that. Remember that point that I was talking about in the beginning where the pressure has kind of equalized? It's done. I'm at the moment now where I feel quite confident that we'll win the game. Unless I make some massive mistakes, which has happened. Definitely has happened. I'm going to counter this because of Hydrocrasis. He's trying to bring that back to his hand. And that's a huge call or draw mechanic, and so is the other. And I will pay 2 for life. I don't think I'm going to need to counter another thing this turn. Yep, I'll counter this. And bring back all the goods. More counters. I'm trying to deny him card draw. So if he has another one, there's nothing I can do here.
If he gets rid of the Immortal Sun, I still feel pretty confident that he won't be able to ever do damage when he ults this. So I don't necessarily feel horrible about that either. I'm not sure what he's thinking about right now. I don't know if he's trying to think of something specific, or... Okay, maybe he just didn't know the turn was over, or he just forgot. Nothing I need. Go ahead and ending the turn. I don't have any counters, unfortunately. I think next turn, if nothing exciting happens, I think I'm going to bind the Vraska just in case. Okay, cover. Okay. Again, not too worried about the Jade Light Ranger. I'm going to make a bunch of little 1/1s here. Okay. Yeah, like I said, I'm just going to go ahead and bind the Vraskas. This is a safe measure. This is going to protect me. Okay. I think that was his only win condition and possibly what he was waiting to see if he could win. And so when we ended that possibility, I think all hope was gone. And all of the hope of Dawn was in our deck.